Good afternoon, my dear student. We have already started our chapter number 1, that is nutrition in plants. In our previous video, we have discussed about autotrophic mode of nutrition. So you know that better what is autotrophic mode of nutrition? It means that food making process in plants, that is called photosynthesis, process by which green plants prepare their own food in the presence of sunlight. And what are the other requirement for photosynthesis? Plants, they need chlorophyll, they need sunlight, they need water, they need carbon dioxide. During this process means during the process of photosynthesis, the carbon dioxide and water, they combine together in presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, and they form carbohydrate. Along with this, oxygen is also released. And what is carbohydrate? Carbohydrate is food prepared by them, and the simplest carbohydrate is glucose. So that much or all these things we have we had discussed in our previous video. In this video we are going to discuss about the other topics of this chapter. So our topic is synthesis of plant food other than carbohydrates. So let's start this topic. Plants also need protein and fat beside carbohydrates. तो carbohydrates के अलावा plants को क्या चाहिए? Protein चाहिए और fats चाहिए. Proteins are nitrogenous substances which contain nitrogen. So proteins are nitrogenous compounds or substances because proteins, they are made up of chain of amino acid in different sequences mostly containing nitrogen. अब ये अमीनो एसिड्स जो होते हैं ये प्रोटीन्स के बिल्डिंग ब्लॉक्स होते हैं और ये नाइट्रोजन कंटेन करते हैं. तो प्रोटीन कंसिस्ट ऑफ अमीनो एसिड एंड अमीनो एसिड्स आर द बिल्डिंग ब्लॉक्स ऑफ प्रोटीन. सो दैट्स वाई प्रोटीन के लिए प्लांट्स को प्रोटीन चाहिए, तो इसके लिए प्लांट्स को नाइट्रोजन की ज़रूरत होती है. ऑल्दो नाइट्रोजन is present in abundance in the atmosphere, but plant cannot absorb atmospheric nitrogen directly. अब तुम्हें पता है कि नाइट्रोजन जो होता है वो हमारे एटमॉस्फियर में है, मीन्स 78% नाइट्रोजन वी हैव in atmosphere, but beside these plant cannot capable to absorb nitrogen from atmosphere. So that's why plants, they can absorb nitrogen only from soil. So it means that nitrogen, it is present in gaseous form in atmosphere. So that gaseous form is first converted into usable form, and only when it is converted into usable form, then plants can capable to absorb this soluble form of nitrogen along with water and mineral through their roots. Now certain type of a bacteria called rhizobium are present in the soil. So you have heard about leguminous plant. So leguminous plants जो होते हैं, they contain rhizobium bacteria in their root nodules, and that bacteria, they convert gaseous form of nitrogen into usable form, and then it is that usable form of nitrogen is utilized by plant with water and other minerals through their roots. Sometimes NPK, so NPK stand for nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. So these are fertilizers. So sometimes fertilizers are added in the field to fulfill the need of nitrogen. In this way plant get nitrogen also with other nutrients. After the fulfillment of all nutrients, plants synthesize proteins and fat. So protein और fat प्लांट को चाहिए, और इस प्रोटीन और फैट के लिए प्लांट्स को किस न्यूट्रिएंट की ज़रूरत होती है? नाइट्रोजन की. एंड अलॉन्ग विद दैट फॉस्फोरस एंड पोटेशियम इज़ ऑल्सो रिक्वायर्ड बाय द प्लांट, बिकॉज phosphorus helps to grow strong roots, and potassium helps the plants make fruit and keep them healthy. So that's why farmer फर्टिलाइज़र के फॉर्म में भी इन्हें सॉइल में ऐड करते हैं, जिसे हम NPK कहते हैं. तो जनरली NPK फर्टिलाइज़र है which is added in the fields to fulfill this nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. These are minerals which is required by plants. Now let's proceed our next topic. So after autotrophic mode of nutrition plants, we have to discuss about other mode of nutrition. Good afternoon, students. Let's start our today's science class. We have already started our chapter number 1, that is nutrition in plants. So in our previous video we have discussed about autotrophic mode of nutrition. So in autotrophic mode of nutrition we have learned that green plants, they prepare their own food in the presence of sunlight, and this process we call photosynthesis. What are the other requirements for photosynthesis? So green plants, they need chlorophyll, they need sunlight, they need water, and they need carbon dioxide. So during this process, the carbon dioxide and water, they combine together in presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, and they form carbohydrate. Along with this, oxygen is released. And carbohydrate is what? It is the simplest form of glucose, or you can say that glucose is a carbohydrate. The simplest carbohydrate is glucose. So in this video we are going to discuss about other topics, and we start one by one. So our first topic in this video is synthesis of plant food other than carbohydrates. Plants also need protein and fat beside carbohydrates. Proteins are nitrogenous substances which contain nitrogen. Although nitrogen is present in abundance in the atmosphere, but plant cannot absorb atmospheric nitrogen directly. Plants get nitrogen from soil. Okay, so the students, we know that carbohydrate is a food which is made by plants themselves. But beside carbohydrates, they need protein and fat also. So proteins are nitrogenous substances which contain nitrogen. So proteins are nitrogenous substances because they are made up of a chain of amino acids in different sequences, mostly containing nitrogen. So it means that protein consists of amino acids, and amino acids are the building blocks of protein. So that amino acid, they mostly contain of nitrogen. यानी कि फैट और प्रोटीन प्लांट्स को चाहिए, और इसके लिए ये उनकी बॉडी में कैसे तैयार होगा? ओनली व्हेन दे विल गेट नाइट्रोजन. सो नाइट्रोजन इज़ प्रेजेंट इन अबेंडेंस इन द एटमोसफियर. अबेंडेंस मतलब बहुत ज़्यादा मात्रा में एटमोसफियर में नाइट्रोजन प्रेजेंट है. But plant, they cannot absorb atmospheric nitrogen directly. Actually, nitrogen is present in gaseous form in atmosphere, and that gaseous form directly from atmosphere, plant, they cannot capable to absorb. Plants, they get nitrogen only from soil. It means that gaseous nitrogen, it must convert it into usable form. So certain type of bacteria called rhizobium are present in the soil. They convert gaseous nitrogen into a soluble form and release it into the soil. Plant absorb this soluble form of nitrogen along with water and other mineral through their roots. So you have heard about leguminous plant. So leguminous plant, they have root nodules, and in that root nodules leguminous plant is there. Rhizobium bacteria is there in root nodules of leguminous plant. Rhizobium bacteria is there, and rhizobium bacteria, they convert nitrogen in gaseous nitrogen in usable form. So that usable form of nitrogen along with water and mineral absorbed by plant through their roots. Sometimes NPK fertilizers are added in the field to fulfill the need of nitrogen. In this way, plant get nitrogen along with other nutrients. After the fulfillment of all nutrients, plants synthesize proteins and fat. Okay. So NPK stand for nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. So sometimes to fulfill the need of nitrogen, farmers they add NPK fertilizer in their fields. So in this way plant get nitrogen along with other nutrients, and when they get all these nutrients, then only plants can capable to synthesize protein and fats like carbohydrates. So our next topic is other mode of nutrition in plants. Green plants can make their own food from carbon dioxide and water in the presence of chlorophyll and sunlight. So green plants are autotrophic. Plants which do not contain chlorophyll depend on other living organisms for their food. Such plants undergo heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Various type of heterotrophic nutrition are described below. So student, in autotrophic mode of nutrition we have learned that green plants they can capable to make their own food from carbon dioxide and water in the presence of chlorophyll. What is chlorophyll? A green pigment that is present in leaves, and sunlight. So in the presence of sunlight, green plants they can capable to make their food, they synthesize their own food, and such type of mode we call autotrophic mode of nutrition. But what about non-green plants? Definitely non-green plants means those plants which do not contain chlorophyll. So in the absence of chlorophyll, non-green plants they cannot capable to make their own food. So that's why such a mode of nutrition we call heterotrophic mode of nutrition. So if those plants which cannot capable to make their own food, they depend on other living organism for their food. So let's discuss about various types of heterotrophic nutrition. So first heterotrophic mode of nutrition is saprotrophs. The plants which derive their food from the dead and decaying organic matter are called saprotrophs. So a saprotrophic plant is one that obtain its nutrient from dead and decaying plant and animal matter. Saprotrophs secrete digestive juices on the dead and decaying matter and convert it into a solution. They then absorb nutrients from it. So saprotrophs means those who derive, it means those plants. Saprotrophs are those plants which derive their food from dead and decaying organic matters. So saprotrophs they secrete digestive juices. What they secrete? They secrete digestive juices on the dead and decaying matter. It means where they grow. So saprotrophs they grow on dead and decaying matter. So that's why they secrete digestive juices on them, and that matters they convert it into solution. So into solution form they derive their nutrition from dead and decaying matters, and in this way they absorb nutrients from them. Plants such as mushroom and molds undergo saprophytic mode of nutrition. So mushroom and molds they are example of fungi. So they are fungi. Mushroom and molds they are belong to fungi, and they are example of saprotrophs. The fungus that you see on leather clothes, breads or pickles during rainy season is also a saprotroph. So fungus which grow on leather cloths, bread or pickle during rainy season is also an example of saprotroph. So in rainy season humidity is there, and humidity promotes the growth of fungus. So due to that, we can capable to see fungus in the form of white patches. It grow on leather cloths, breads and pickles. It means that fungus belong to saprophytic or saprotropic mode of nutrition. Parasites, the plants which derive their food from the body of other. So body of other means host. Plant are called parasites. यानी ऐसे प्लांट जो किसी दूसरे प्लांट की बॉडी से अपना फूड डिराइव करते हैं उन्हें हम पैरासाइट कहते हैं. द प्लांट विच मेक part of their food themselves by photosynthesis but derive other components such as water and mineral etc. of food from host plant are called partial parasite. Plants like mistletoe are partial parasitic plant. Mistletoe can make its food but get water and mineral from the host plant. So those plants which can capable to prepare their food themselves by photosynthesis, but for other components like water and mineral they depend on host plant. So such a plant we call partial parasite, यानी कि आधा काम तो वो खुद करते हैं. It means they can capable to synthesize their food, but water and mineral that requirement is fulfilled by some other plant. वो किसी और प्लांट से ये कंपोनेंट्स यूज़ करते हैं, किसी और प्लांट की हेल्प से ये कंपोनेंट्स यूज़ करते हैं फूड मेकिंग प्रोसेस के लिए. सो सच अ प्लांट वी कॉल देम पार्शियल पैरासिटिक. सो प्लांट्स लाइक mistletoe are example of partial parasitic plant. The mode of nutrition in plants such as Cuscuta is totally parasitic because they derive their food from the body of the host plant. So Cuscuta is an example of totally parasite plant because it completely derives its nutrition from the host body. So let's talk about parasitic plant. So a parasitic plant is one that partially or completely depend on another plant कॉल्ड होस्ट. तो पैरासिटिक प्लांट वो होते हैं जो या तो पार्शली या फिर पूरी तरह से कम्प्लीटली अपना न्यूट्रिशन किसी होस्ट प्लांट से डिराइव करें. यूजुअली पैरासिटिक प्लांट डेवलप स्पेशल रूट्स विच पेनिट्रेट इनटू द टिश्यू ऑफ द होस्ट प्लांट. अब ये पैरासिटिक प्लांट अपना न्यूट्रिशन डिराइव कैसे करते हैं, क्योंकि इनके पास जो बहुत ही स्पेशल फीचर होता है. इट मीन्स दे हैव डेवलप स्पेशल रूट एंड बाय द हेल्प ऑफ दैट रूट्स दे कैन derive their nutrition. So that special roots they penetrates into the tissue of the host plant. उस special roots को ये host plant की body में penetrate कर देते हैं, यानी insert करते हैं. And by the help of that special roots they can derive their nutrition from host plant. The prepared food is generally absorbed from the root or stem of the host plant. Some example are Cuscuta and mistletoe plant. So Cuscuta is total parasitic plant and mistletoe plant is partially parasitic plant. Next topic is symbiotic plants. A relationship between two organisms in which both the organisms benefit each other is called symbiotic. The two plants which live together as a part of the same plant and mutually help each other are called symbionts. So symbiosis means a relationship between two organisms in which both organisms live together and they are equally benefited by each other. So such a relationship is called symbiosis. An organism living in symbiosis with each other, we call them symbionts. The mode of nutrition in such organism is called symbiotic. So such type of mode of nutrition is called symbiotic, in which two organisms they live together and both are equally benefited by each other. Organism like lichen undergo symbiotic nutrition. So lichen is an example of symbiotic nutrition. So lichen is made up of fungus. lichen जो होते हैं वो फंगस से बने होते हैं, and an alga live together. So lichen and alga, they live together in association, that is called symbiosis relationship. In lichen, an alga is an autotrophic and fungus that is saprophyte. So you know that if alga is an autotrophic, it means that what? They can capable to make their own food. Algae is photosynthetic, and fungus, you know that fungus is saprophyte. It means it cannot make their own food. It depend on dead and decaying matters for its nutritional needs. So both alga and fungus, they depend on each other for their nutritional needs. The fungus supplies water and mineral to the algae, whereas the algae supplies organic food to the fungus. So how they are help each other? It means fungus, they supplies water and mineral to the algae, and by the help of that raw material, algae, they make their organic food, and that food is supplied to fungus also. So in this way, both algae and fungus, they help each other in symbiosis. Next topic we have insectivorous. Green plants which make their own food but depend on insect for nitrogenous food are called insectivorous. Such plants grow in mineral deficient, especially nitrogen deficient soil. तो ऐसे प्लांट जो इंसेक्ट्स पे डिपेंड करते हैं नाइट्रोजीनियस फूड के लिए, उन्हें हम इंसेक्टिवोरस प्लांट्स कहते हैं. सो इट मीन्स दैट green plants, they make their own food, but they depend on insect for nitrogenous food. We call them insectivorous plants. Such plants grow in mineral deficient, especially nitrogen deficient soil. So these plants, they grow on that type of soil which is deficient of which nutrient? Nitrogen. So that's why they have to compensate that deficiency of nitrogen in their body. So that's why they depend on insects for food to compensate this nutrient. Plants such as pitcher plant, sundew and bladderwort derive their nutrition partly from soil and atmosphere and partly from small insects. So insectivorous plant, what they do? They partly derive their nutrition from soil and atmosphere. आधा अपना न्यूट्रिशन ये सॉइल और एटमॉस्फेयर से डिराइव करते हैं, और आधा न्यूट्रिशन ये स्मॉल इंसेक्ट से डिराइव करते हैं. और क्यों ऐसा करते हैं? क्योंकि ये जिस सॉइल में ग्रो होते हैं, जिस सॉइल में ये ग्रो करते हैं, उस सॉइल में नाइट्रोजन की कमी होती है. तो एक्चुअली दे ग्रो ऑन मार्शी एरियाज. मार्शी मतलब दलदल होता है. तो ये ऐसे एरिया में होते हैं जहाँ पे मतलब दलदल होता है. और प्रॉब्लम ये होती है कि वो जो सॉइल होता है वो नाइट्रोजन डिफिशिएंट होता है, यानी उस सॉइल में नाइट्रोजन की कमी होती है. नाइट्रोजन की कमी को पूरा करने के लिए ये इंसेक्ट्स पे डिपेंड करते हैं. इन पीचर प्लांट द लीव इज़ मॉडिफाइड टू फॉर्म अ पीचर लाइक स्ट्रक्चर. अब पीचर लाइक स्ट्रक्चर क्या होता है? तो पीचर लाइक स्ट्रक्चर मीन्स अ लार्ज कंटेनर फॉर होल्डिंग. तो इन प्लांट्स के जो लीव्स होते हैं वो पीचर फॉर्म में मॉडिफाइड हो जाते हैं. The bright color of the pitcher attract the insect. Inside the pitcher there are several hair-like structure that trap the insect downward. अब pitcher का कलर इतना सुंदर होता है, इतना ब्राइट होता है कि इंसेक्ट उसकी तरफ अट्रैक्ट होते हैं, आकर्षित होते हैं. और वो जब फीचर की तरफ मूव करते हैं तो फीचर के अंदर सेवरल हेयर लाइक स्ट्रक्चर होते हैं, छोटे छोटे हेयर लाइक स्ट्रक्चर होते हैं जो इंसेक्ट्स को डाउनवर्ड डायरेक्शन में पकड़ लेते हैं. इट मीन्स by the help of that hairs that insects trap into downward. When an insect sits on the pitcher, the lid closes and the trapped insects entangles into the hair. और जैसे ही इंसेक्ट pitcher के अंदर बैठता है या अंदर प्रवेश करता है एंटर करता है तो पीचर का लिड क्या हो जाता है, कवर, लिड मीन्स कवर ऑफ द पीचर, तो वो क्लोज्ड हो जाता है, बंद हो जाता है. एंड द इंसेक्ट ऑल्सो ट्रैप्ड, इट मीन्स ट्रैप्ड इंसेक्ट, इट इंटेंगल्स इनटू द हेयर, और जो हेयर होते हैं उसमें वो इंसेक्ट फंस जाता है. इंटेंगल मीन्स होता है उलझना, तो जो इंसेक्ट्स होते हैं वो स्मॉल हेयर्स में उलझते हैं और फिर वो बाहर नहीं आ पाते हैं. द इंसेक्ट इज देन डाइजेस्टेड बाय द एंजाइम सिक्रेटेड बाय द प्लांट, और फिर वो इंसेक्ट क्या होते हैं, वो प्लांट उन्हें डाइजेस्ट कर लेता है. एंड वाई प्लांट डाइजेस्ट, बिकॉज plant they contain digestive enzyme, and that digestive enzyme help plant to digest that insect. So our next topic is replenishment of nutrient in soil. What is the meaning of replenishment? Replenishment means to replace what has been used from soil. So let's start our topic, replenishment of nutrient in soil. Farmers continue cultivating their crops year after year. Because of this continuous farming, nutrients keep declining in the soil. Hence, to replenish those nutrients, fertilizers are added to the soil. So student, you know that farmers they keep on cultivating crops year after year. यानी जो किसान होते हैं, जो farmers होते हैं, वो अपने खेतों में लगातार क्रॉप्स को ग्रो करते हैं. सो ड्यू टू दिस, ड्यू टू कंटिन्यूअस फार्मिंग, न्यूट्रिएंट्स कीप डिक्लाइनिंग इन द सॉइल. तो जो न्यूट्रिएंट्स होते हैं सॉइल में वो कम होना शुरू हो जाते हैं. टू रेप्लेनिश दोज न्यूट्रिएंट, फर्टिलाइजर्स आर एडेड टू द सॉइल. सो न्यूट्रिएंट्स की कमी को पूरा करने के लिए फार्मर्स अपने सॉइल में फर्टिलाइजर्स को ऐड करते हैं. Some fungi or bacteria live in the root of plant. Root of the plants provide shelter and food to the fungus, while fungus provide important nutrient to the plant. So it is an example of symbiotic relationship. So some fungi and bacteria they used to live in the roots of the plant, and roots of the plant provide shelter and food to the fungus, while fungus provide nutrient to the plants. Plants require a lot of nitrogen to grow and to be healthy. So it is clear to you that nitrogen is required by plant to grow and to be healthy, because nitrogen is very essential for protein and fat metabolism. Although a lot of nitrogen is available in the atmosphere, but plant cannot absorb nitrogen in gaseous form. You know that in atmosphere nitrogen is available in gaseous form, but plant cannot absorb nitrogen from atmosphere in gaseous form. So there is a bacterium called rhizobium which live in the root nodules of legumes such as gram, moong, bean, etc. These bacteria can absorb nitrogen from the atmosphere and make it available for plant in soluble form. So rhizobium bacteria is a bacteria which used to live inside a root nodules of legumes. So legumes plant, example we have gram, moong, beans. It means most of our pulses we will get from legume plant. So bacteria it used to live in root nodules of legume plant, and that rhizobium bacteria it absorb nitrogen from atmosphere and convert it into usable form. So that usable form is absorbed by plant from soil through their roots. Rhizobium bacteria cannot make it food, hence it provides nitrogen to the legume. In return, legume provide them food and shelter. So rhizobium bacteria they cannot make their food. So rhizobium bacteria it used to in root nodules of leguminous plants. So rhizobium bacteria it provide nitrogen to legume, and in turn legume provides food and shelter to rhizobium bacteria. So this is also an example of symbiotic relationship. Most pulses are obtained from leguminous plants. So it is clear to you most of our pulses which we consume we will get from leguminous plant. So this has great importance for farmer field in which leguminous plants are grown from time to time, do not need addition of addition of nitrogenous fertilizers. So if time to time farmers they keep growing leguminous crop in their fields, so they do not need to addition of nitrogenous fertilizers. So sometimes farmers grow leguminous plant alternately with other crops to restore the nitrogen content of the soil. So that's all for today's class. So my dear student, we have completed our chapter number 1. So your homework is that you have to make neat and clean notes in your science copy. Whatever I taught you in previous video and in this video, please make notes of all topics in your science copy, revise again and again, and please try to solve your question and answers which is given in the chapter by the help of these videos. If you have any doubt regarding question and answers, please you can write in group, or you can call me also. Goodbye. Thanks for watching video.